What's going on, everybody? This is episode 27 of the Double Dribble Podcast. We've been gone for a little minute.
We got put in.
We got putting time out by the NBA, you know. But it's all good. It's good to be back. As
No,
always, I'm Destin.
and I'm Drew. Let's
It's
get into these
Drew and
finals because we unfortunately ain't been here since what, game 6, I think. Was it game 6 or game 7 of the conference
yeah,
finals?
game 6, I think.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was right after game
right
six.
after game 6. Yeah, right
Yeah.
after game 6. So we
hmm
weren't able to cover game 7 or game 1,
Yeah.
which kind of sucked, but good to be back. We learned from the NBA and YouTube guidelines, so
Yeah.
it's all good. Right now, we tuned in to game 2. Obviously, we can't show it, but it's a good game so far. Miami came out hot, came out with a you know determined, I'll say, at the beginning of this game, but
Yeah, they've been way more aggressive, especially the role players like
mhm,
Struess,
like Max
Martin.
Strus,
Yeah,
uh, Kevin Love, you can already see his impact, especially like on the boards. Um, and I think he took a charge or two.
yeah,
So
he
it's
wasn't even really getting played for most of this playoffs, really.
yeah,
But game
and you
one
can
as
see
well.
like Miami, they making Jokic a score right now, and he's scoring. He just missed a layup right there on Zeller. Oh, that was tough. Christian Braun just made a tough layup. But yeah, I never really got your predictions really on this series. What you think, like how the series will play out as being game
So
two?
yeah, y'all ain't gonna see. I'm gonna say it now because y'all ain't gonna believe us if we were to switch up or something. But it was I had it Nuggets in 6 before the series, and
Okay.
even after game one, I'm still sticking with Nuggets in 6. Um, I felt like, and I talked to you about this. I thought that going into game one, that Miami, of course, they had to steal one. I thought it was going to be game one they had to steal. I felt like if they didn't win game one, they were most likely going to lose game two. I thought that because Denver was on that layoff, they had a lot of rest, but sometimes that could also mean you come out slow. And Miami was just playing a 7 game series. They were like still playing competitive basketball. They could maybe carry that over
Mm-hmm.
into that game one. Um, but it turns out the other side on that is that Miami could come off of that 7 game series tired
Yeah,
and also having to adjust to the altitude
exactly.
and Denver being well rested and ready. So it was one of those two that was going to be the case. And unfortunately for Miami, it was looking more like it was the second one. But they coming out strong in this first quarter, but it's still not like Denver just cut the what is the 3 point game now? Denver
It's a
just cut the
3 point
lead.
game going at the
So
end of
it's
the first.
so they had an opportunity to be up double digits and now it's a tight game in the quarter. So we're gonna see how Denver responds, but it's good to see the role players because they didn't really get anything out of Max Struess in the first game. A lot of
Mhm.
these guys that have been playing like stars, like every other night, has been somebody for them in this run. Last night, nobody did that. The only person that showed up was Bam. Jimmy didn't play well, um, but in
Gabe
that
Vincent.
first, yeah, game Vincent,
Gabe Vincent. Yeah.
but yeah, and so
Yeah.
I do
For
like. Like,
now, what you
what
say?
you gonna say? Oh, you
Oh
go.
yeah, I was gonna say for me, my prediction before the series, I had the Nuggets in 5. I just feel like they present. I think they reached the level where even when you throw things at them, like defensively, they they continue to have counters, and I think they have players that complement their offensive hub, which is Jokic, so well. They reached, and I think they reached the level of like they just have to miss. I feel like that. I mean, like you can do things to counter them. Yeah, it'll work, but I feel like they'll bounce back the next quarter with an adjustment, a lineups change, just different things that they could do. And No, I thought it was important because I was on Ox stream like before we started, and um I was saying it was important for Miami to get out to a fast start in this game because this from the altitude perspective, I feel like that favors Denver, and that's something you kind of getting used to as a road team. So it's important for you to kind of punch them early because Denver could claw back, and no, they did that this game, but no, they only with a 3-point lead to start the second quarter. So interesting to see how it play out. But yeah, I think Denver had reached the level of unguardability.
For
Offensive.
me, for me, I agree with that when it comes to Jokic. Like, I feel like you kind of just gotta hope he misses. There's not really a lot they can do with him. Bam, as much as great as he is defensively, he's just too small, especially when Jokic gets really down low and he can't like do too much to affect his shot. Um, Ideally, to me, it would like you would rather be able to play Bam, as a help defender on Jokic, but they don't really have anybody to me that can just take that load, take that one-on-one matchup with Jokic. That would be the ideal thing you could do.
Mhm.
I saw them like mentioning it was some I don't know what it was, some report mentioning Cody Zeller. They were thinking about putting like somebody was recommending for them to Cody
Yeah,
Zeller on them. Like
somebody
that's not
said
gonna be
that.
done. But I'm like, come on, really? But but to me, like why I thought it can go 6 was I'm thinking Miami because I think Denver is flat out the better team, but I think Miami seems like they're just through this playoff run. They've kind of shown that you can bank on them giving you that one game at least. So I'm gonna say these are
Yeah,
the two games to me. You can bank on them giving you one game where their role players are just gonna get hot and they're gonna like light it up from three. They haven't been like that for most of the year, but when the playoffs started, something happened and they became the season. They
exactly.
became the team they were last year when it came to shooting the ball. Because last year they were one of the best teams in the league shooting three ball.
They
Playoffs
would.
started and they regained that somehow. All those
Mhm.
dudes remember how to shoot, and but it was like you're gonna get a game almost every series in at least a 4 game span. They're gonna give you a game where those guys are just money. They're on, they're hitting, and I feel like they can get that game.
Yeah.
The second game I'm gonna give them is like a game where they're able to because the one dude to me that was I feel like it was a case in the conference finals, and I feel like it was a case in this series that needed to be the difference maker for the Nuggets. And if the team was gonna win, the opponent, they had to limit him was Jamal Murray. I feel like the Lakers needed to, you know, limit his impact, make him have some off nights if they were going to beat him. And I feel the same way about Miami. I thought Miami would have a better chance possibly at like doing it. We're going to see, but I feel like I still think that Miami could maybe give him an off game here or there and take advantage of that game, like where he's not that efficient because he's been ridiculously efficient of late.
Mhm.
Maybe we can muck up the game, a lower scoring game where Jamal Murray's not as effective, and then Jimmy Butler could have like one of his type of games, and that'll be the second game, like one of his better games because he didn't play well
Yeah.
at all in game one.
Have a
Jimmy Butler
have a
could have like
playoff Jimmy game.
a quote unquote playoff
Yeah.
myth,
Yeah.
playoff myth, Jimmy myth, whatever you want to call it. Because right now he still got some
Jimmy Butler.
he still got some new allegations to beat.
Oh
but
yeah.
but yeah, but I think those are going to be the 2 games to me. But I don't think they were going to be able to get 4 on this team because they just been so consistent. I feel
Mhm.
like it takes things that Miami would have to be able to do that are like
Yeah.
out of the ordinary, and I don't know if they could
Mhm.
do it enough times. Wow, some
Yeah.
like the Celtics, I'm not so surprised that it happened in the end. I'm surprised that they went down 3-0, but and then of course they end up coming back and going 7. But I'm not surprised that they lost in totality of how they've played all year and how they've played all playoffs. It's been like that's been their season. So
Shout out to Christian Braun. He giving up some good minutes on both ends right now. He getting steals. He's scoring. Yeah, I think Denver. I gave them respect. Well, I mean, I was already respecting them, but I really picked them to win the title after they went up 3-0 on the Lakers. It didn't matter who came out the East because they are they the one team I thought that was like remaining in the playoffs that was just consistently good, like like the sustainability, the consistency within their roster and their performance. And they have, arguably the best player in the league. I just felt like, having that level of like sustainability is important for a championship team. Oh, Kyle Lowry stroked that three. But yeah, I thought that was important. I thought Miami, they shout out to them, but I feel like they are on like a somewhat of like a Cinderella run.
Yeah.
Boston, I thought they could have beaten Denver. Don't get me wrong, but I think that they I don't know, they was lacking, consistency. Like their stars were, very up and down. Defensively, they were just, inconsistent. You seen how they started off 3-0, down 0-3, then all of a sudden they want to turn it on. Now it's 3-3, but then when you get to the game 7, anything can happen. Your star player hurts his ankle. He's not the same.
Wouldn't you say that Boston at their best is better than Denver?
Yes,
Yeah,
at their best.
right.
But
Yeah, but
I saw Denver's best far more consistent than I saw Boston.
exactly. To me, it's almost like,
yeah.
And this is no shots at Tatum.
Nah, go ahead.
It is a little bit. No, it's a little bit. No, but this to me is almost like a microcosm of their best players. Because you look at look at the Celtics. Like, we know that they're if we're gonna be honest, like overall they're the better team. When they play their best, it's hard for anybody to beat them. When they play at their potential, right?
Yeah.
This season it's been hard for anybody to beat them. Like they can. But the problem is they so infrequently play to that level, right? And like it's like every other night you don't know which Boston you're going to see, and it feels like they play down to their competition, and then there's times where they play out of this world, right? Which is very much like Jason Tatum, right? There's times where you feel like he's playing down, like, and then there's times where it's like, oh my god, like this man just dropped 50, right? And there's times where he's like, man, this man just went 0 for 9 in the first half or something like that, right? That's very much how Boston is as a team. That's how Jason Tatum is. Inconsistently great. We talked about this before when we were comparing Tatum and Brown. And then you look at Denver. Denver, we wouldn't say at their best they're better than Boston, but they are so consistently at a certain level, right? You can kind of expect they're going to be a certain level of good or great because Jokic is so consistently good, right? Like what the things he does well, like he has his deficiencies and things that he's not great on the defensive end. We could talk about, even though I know Jimmy was trying to gas him up last game, saying that he's a hellified defender. I know you saw that probably.
Who said that?
Jimmy said that. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, he said that like in the media day, like I think a couple days after the game, he was like, reporter interviewed him. He was like, yeah, like people talk about his offense, but he's actually a hellified defender. I was like, come on. I don't know if he was saying that because he was being serious or if he was trying to like, maybe downplay how poorly they played or something. Like, I'm not saying Jokic is a trash defender, but he's not like, come on now.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, he was saying that, and so, but like, yeah, like that's where we know that's one of his weaknesses. On the other side of the ball, offensively, you know what he's going to give you. It's kind of hard to predict that he's going to underperform on the end, right? Because even when he's not being that aggressive to score, he's still going to be efficient. He's still going to give you an efficient 20 plus, right? And he's going to play, make, and create for others every night. It's hard. It's been hard all year for teams to disrupt that and to like have an answer, and how they're good. Teams are always trying to figure out ways to guard him. We've seen a few times during the season teams have success. Yep. We haven't seen it like in this playoff run. We haven't seen any team really been able to do that with any consistency. And he's just been steady. Yeah. And as he's been steady, Denver's been steady.
Exactly.
And like, which is why you see something like they've been so dominant at home. Look at Boston. They were like below 500 at home. How are you like an elite team?
They were losing. They lost like to like twice against Philly at home, twice against Miami at home. They lost that crucial game 5 versus Atlanta.
Three times against Miami. Yeah, you're right. 3 times against Miami.
They did lose 3 times. You're right.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Boom.
The right now, Denver, they on a major run. I mean, it's important for Miami, especially for them to win this game and win the series. They have to win the non-Jokic minutes, and right now they losing them by I think 10 points because it was a 3-point Miami lead going into the second quarter. Now it's a 7-point Denver lead. Oh my God, what just happened? Did Gabe Vincent just slam Jeff Green or the other way around? I don't know. Something just happened. This was crazy. Somebody slammed somebody. Jamal Murray. That's a tough 3.
And Miami came out this game out the gates exactly how they needed to, but they didn't end that quarter well, and now. And Denver, are they? If I'm tripping, they're undefeated at home in the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So like they've been just like they've been on it, locked in. They're role players. It's been hard to get them on an off game. You got to get up on them, and you got to put them in an uncomfortable situation. And now like they were able to respond.
It seemed like I just seen the Gabe Vincent hit a tough 3. But Miami, they not shooting any shots really in the paint. They just all threes, like
which was also a big story from
mid ranges.
Yeah, which was a big story from the first game because in the first game everyone was talking about. For me, I'm gonna be honest. Normally, like I'll talk about things when it's like a huge free throw discrepancy because you know I am. Like I'll be looking at stuff like that. And like when that game ended and they had shot only 2 free throws, I remember that being mentioned during the third quarter and the fourth quarter. I never really felt like that during the game that they were getting hold. What's up, Dev? I didn't feel like they were getting hold by the refs or anything like that. I didn't feel like they were just getting a bunch of bad calls.
Well, who are you talking about?
Miami. Like when in that after game 1, I didn't feel like even though they only shot 2 free throws, I didn't feel like they were getting. Yeah,
like, no, they just weren't dirty or anything in the paint, like
right.
Because I don't remember. And my game's a little delayed from y'all, but I don't remember them going to the rim like that. I'm gonna be real with y'all last game. Like I didn't like see anything that called for like a foul like that. I'm like a lot of these fouls was like hey, I'm not gonna lie, my hair looks crazy right now. I just noticed it. And so it's like I'm trying to get you and Drew, man. Y'all got the silk. My hair is just I'm looking like Don King.
Nah, man, you Hobie Brown from across the spider.
Exactly. I'm Huey Freeman right now. Hey y'all boys been good today though.
Yeah,
yes, sir. I just I had switched over because I was on Ox.
He can be on all night, so
yeah, he gonna be on all night. He's got monetized, so he doing like a 24-hour stream. Hey,
I knew he was serious. He committed. I'm like, dang.
Real quick, matter of fact, I'm gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to the part when we did the draft. We did like a draft, Drew.
It was 7 hours 40.
Yeah, we did a draft. It was you pick. Oh dang.
It was players that was drafted in the 2010s to now.
We draft players from 2010 to now, and it was like 2-on-2. I mean, it was me and Gabe, and it was Dev, and it was you and Ox, right?
Jamal. Oh my God, that fadeaway.
Yeah, that fadeaway was too.
Now, when you say from 2010 to now, do you mean like you draft individual seasons of those players from those years?
No, we draft the.
You had to be drafted between the year 2010 to 2023.
If you drafted from 2000,
so no Curry, no LeBron. So yeah, you can't draft those. You can't take those players.
Anybody who drafted from 2010 to now, you a part of the draft.
Okay, I got you. I was thinking like you were talking about like players that played during that time, but like seasons of those players, something like that. No. But now you mean like only draft specifically they've been drafted between those years, I guess you're saying.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
How you take a screenshot, Drew?
On
a computer.
Should be. Let me make sure I'm not doing this wrong.
A matter of fact, hold on, I think it's right.
It's a Shift S and the window key, and then you could like do the screenshot, like the the startup window looking key. You're on Windows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The like the 4 boxes. Do you have that key?
Yeah.
So hold
Shift
that.
S and the
Shift
window.
S and that. Yeah, and then you could do the screenshot around whatever you're trying to. Like you can crop whatever you're trying to screenshot.
Oh wait, it didn't pop. Is it supposed to pop up or do it just go to your
So
photos?
so do Shift that and then hold it, and then you can do
I hold
it'll
it.
give you hold it, and it'll give you an option. It'll pop up like an option for a full screen screenshot. Or you can do like a free form where you like crop it yourself. This is not. This is
Shift S
and
and
that
hold the window button.
Yeah.
I mean, hold all the buttons.
Hold all 3 of those together. Yeah. No,
Let's see. No, nothing popping up.
it could be something else on.
I thought it was maybe another button on my thing.
But yeah, there might be another way to do it. That's how I do it.
I really like my team draft that we drafted though. I really do.
Yeah, no, I ain't like y'all team live. Matter of fact, I can just go to it.
I like when he picked De'Aaron Fox, it blew me a little bit. I'm like, bro, he passed on Dame, but
Of course, he picked De'Aaron Fox, man.
Oh, we made it up. We made it up though. I picked Jokic first.
De'Aaron Fox was his what pick? What pick did he? Do you know when he got to De'Aaron Fox?
I think. I think that was his first pick. Cause I picked first. I picked Jokic, then he picked Fox, then I picked Clay.
Oh, hey, look, he
picked Jimmy, then I picked JJJ.
You remember when that girl said she was gonna put all the like the teams on 2K and run the simulation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So y'all came first, Ox and Dev. 2 was me and Gabe.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, 3 was Quan and C-Bug, 4 was Context and 1, and 5 was Junebug. Junebug and them team trash.
No, Junebug. So I'm like Jamal Murray. Like, damn.
Yeah, he picked Jamal Murray like before like a lot of other players.
He picked Jamal, had a Luka, Dame, no, Luka was already gone. I had a Kyrie.
Yeah, because we had Luka. I'm trying to go to it.
Now you pissed me off when you picked a Dame. Like, damn. No, not Dame.
Gabe picked Dame.
No, who was it? It was a good pick you picked. It was Draymond. I'm like, damn. I would have Draymond and Jokic would have insane.
But you got Jaren Jackson, so he definitely help out with Hold on, let me see, bro. I'm trying to find this. Oh yeah, because I was driving. When I came home, we did the draft. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, let's see. That's Jamal Murray.
Is Jamal Murray really been that tight? Hey, what y'all watching now? Y'all watching on stream?
No, I'm streaming. Yeah, but I'm not. We're not showing.
Yeah,
we would have been live like the other games this past week, but the NBA put us in timeout.
Yeah, we started streaming some of Game 6, and and they took the stream down like 8 minutes.
Oh yeah.
We only stream down.
No, I just think I'm trying to find like the link because like my stream is like delayed, so I'm saying like if y'all can send it in a private chat for me.
Oh, I'm watching it on like my my cable thing.
Oh, I got you. I'm watching. I stream these is good. I just switched to a different server.
Oh, okay.
Game 3 Wednesday, Game 4 Friday. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why it felt like it was a long time between Game 1 and this game.
Yeah, I actually thought Game 2 was gonna be yesterday.
Yeah, because Game 1 was on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, Game 1 was when.
And you know why Miami's losing? They bench at 16. This is actually kind of crazy because the Nuggets bench hasn't been performing that great, but they're outscoring them big time. If the Nuggets bench plays good, then it's gonna look bad. Because you got to capitalize when Jokic not on the court.
Exactly. If you don't win the non-Jokic minutes, then you toast.
Oh my, Christian Brown's like sneaky athletic. This man just gets up.
He been like Bruce Brown, Christian Braun. They've been man. They bench playing like that, bro.
Good rebound.
No, this is a problem for real.
Problem.
Oh my white. Hey, now you're like Jokic is crazy. This man's just moving up the court like crazy.
You know he was dribbling the ball up the court.
Exactly. Why are you dribbling better than Jaylen Brown right now?
Facts. He does dribble better than JB. Man, Jimmy, I need you to hit that.
And you know what's crazy? There's some I've been like, doing my scouting stuff for like other teams, like my underrated players to watch out for. Cause I'm gonna make a video about that. Like on my channel, I'm gonna do underrated vids, like players to watch out for, like players that don't get playing time or like young guys that I feel like that make a big jump. There's one guy in Denver named Peyton Watson. I feel like he'll be nice in the rotation.
Peyton Watson. Lace me up on him.
So basically he's a 6'8" guy, very athletic. He can cut and his stick is defense. He's basically, in my opinion, gonna fill that power forward, small forward role, kind of like a Jaden McDaniels, but with a little better offense. That's why I see in him.
Okay. And you say he's 6'8"?
Yeah, like 6'8". He's lengthy. He's a lengthy 6'8", so he looked like he's 6'9" out there. I think he only a rookie though.
Wait, what's his name?
Peyton Watson. He played for them. He played a couple minutes in the regular season, but he's only a rookie.
Okay. Peyton Watson. My player to look out for. And Drew probably already know who I'm gonna say. Max Christie.
Yeah, Max. No, I do like him. He looks shifty.
Bro, he I ain't gonna lie. He definitely got potential as at least being like a positive winning type player. Like he's smart. He plays with IQ. He plays hard, and he can shoot.
I'm sorry. They just got in a wrestling match looking like
Jokic and Vincent. Yeah.
Oh, hey, I was doing something. I was trying to find this. And one gave Vincent. I was trying to find this thing. I thought did I send it?
I like Cole Snyder too. I think he's
Cole Snyder, yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna get down with playing time because his defense isn't there yet.
Yeah. His defense definitely gotta get better. But he's 6'10", and if he can develop into a solid defender, he'll be useful for sure because he's a sniper. But he's gonna be playing like that. But I really like some of those young guys that we got.
Gabe Vincent, the youngest old 25-year-old I've seen.
He's 25
or 20. I don't know. He just looks young and old at the same time. I don't know.
A lot of those undrafted guys be older than what you really think.
Curious, how old is he? He's 26.
26.
Oh, 1 year off.
But he does. You're right. He does look like he's 30 already.
Austin Reeves like 25.
Austin Reeves look young though to me.
Yeah, he look like he's 21 or something.
He's like 24-year-old. He's like a rookie, right? Or a second year?
Second year.
Oh yeah, he just finished his second year.
I'm like the Lakers. I'll give them Lakers credit. Y'all do a real good job at like historically at scouting talent. Like historically, the Lakers have always been good at scouting talent.
Yeah, and Reeves was undrafted too. So
like we can go recently, even back in the day, y'all got James Worthy, Kobe. Magic kind of fell to y'all. Who else y'all drafted? Then y'all drafted
Wait. Those weren't great drafts though. Those were like no brainers though.
Yeah. Well, Kobe. I'd say Kobe fell to him at 13. Kobe was probably like
okay. The Kobe one.
Well, actually, they didn't draft Kobe though.
Oh yeah, they didn't draft. But
they traded for him, right? The Hornets, right?
But if we go recently, Lonzo was a good pick, but even though he's hurt now, but he's still a good player. Yeah. Jordan Clarkson's a good NBA player. Even though I know how he feels about Julius Randle, but he's
Lonzo was a bust though.
Honestly, by definition.
No,
but he turned into AD. But
no, I know.
Nah, he's yeah. Oh,
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I'll be very I have a wide definition when I say bust. Like I don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't mean
that is true. Like
yeah.
what's your definition for bust, Drew?
Like I don't know. I just don't think all busts are the same. I think like you could be a good player. You could be a good NBA player and still be a bust to me.
So is it based off like your draft position? So like let's say you're drafted at number 3 and you're like in your project and you're supposed to be like this guy, but you're just like, you're a good NBA player for like playing 9 years, but you're just never
like a perfect example to me is like, and y'all might disagree with this, but I think Andrew Wiggins was a bust. Even though Andrew Wiggins now is a good NBA player and he just was an all-star. He was all-star like the year before last. I still think he's a bust. I don't think all busts are the same. Yeah. I don't think all busts are the same. Like I feel like it has to do with your expectations. Yeah. Let me go. I need to get that. I need to get that on a shirt or something. All busts aren't created equal. No, for real. Actually, they're a really good shirt. But all busts aren't created equal because you think about it, like there's a lot. It really comes down to expectations. Whenever we talk about somebody being a bust, it's about like what they were projected to be versus what they actually did. And sometimes, like another example is like I think that players that get hurt, I think they're also busts. Like players that like don't reach their potential because of injury. I just call it they're just injury busts. But I don't look at an injury bust. Yeah, like Greg Oden. I don't look at injury bust though the same way I look at like
shooting. I not shooting. Don't call that a shooting foul.
Come on, Max Strus.
Yeah, that was a bailout in my opinion.
Yeah.
See, ball don't lie. Next one. He's still in it though. He's still in it. Only down by 9 on my screen.
Yeah, they're still in it. So all right. So this was the hold on. This is the draft. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Hold on. How does it look? Okay. So that was the draft. So Drew, what you think?
Okay.
Who got the best squad?
Oh, so y'all were like on a team.
Me and Gabe. Yeah.
So this man picked De'Aaron Fox with his first pick.
No. It wasn't first pick. He just a point guard. So it was like
So when y'all drafted, y'all had to do a high position or
I mean, yeah, but we just wanted to build a team. And you see like we got Bam, but he playing power forward. But I don't think his first pick was his first pick De'Aaron Fox. I know Dev had their first pick, but we went like a snake type draft. So it was like Quan, then Dev, then Junebug, then Gabe, then Juan, then Context, then me, then Young Africa, then it was Ox. So it kind of went like a snake style. But yeah.
Desmond Bain, Kawhi, Draymond, Rudy, Damon Lillard off the bench, Lonzo, Jaden Daniels, Bam, Kristaps, Ty Lue, Coach.
Oh, that's a foul.
Like Jimmy on the ground.
They I don't
these
know.
These are interesting ass teams right here. I'm trying to some of these pieces are like I'm already 100% out on Junebug's team. Out.
That's the team. That's the team that
Jamal Murray, Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Sabonis. That's in your starting 5. AD gonna have to do a lot of work. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker on the bench. Yeah, that's the worst defensive team on the bunch, probably. Yeah, it's probably. Trae Young, Ant, Paul George, Evan Mobley, Joel Embiid, Morant. Like Quan, that team has some good pieces here and there, but I feel like there's just too many issues with some of the you got Joel and Zion. That's both injury risks. You got Cat who can't be trusted whatsoever. You got Oladipo. I guess they're going with like peak Oladipo, so I guess that's a really good player. Which sucks, man. Just thinking about that, like it sucks that man's his whole career got ruined.
Jokic's playing some good defense.
Who career?
Oh, Oladipo. Because I'm sure like that's like peak Oladipo, right? Like they're probably talking about like the Indiana.
Yeah. Everybody at their peak. Injuries
yeah.
off.
Yeah, I mean, like now that's reminding me, like, yeah, like that man's like completely irrelevant now, basically. Had a nice little 2-year peak.
Bro, what is this game? This game, they landing under people, they fighting.
And what's the score for you, Desto?
52-47.
Okay, still saying okay. That is weird. I don't know why he didn't play Kevin Love for the first game though. MPJ needs to get a bag.
Yeah, I would say that the finals of this draft, it would come down to Ox and Dev's team versus Desto and Gay's team, straight up.
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying that because y'all here. It's actually the best two teams.
Yeah, I really like y'all team though. No cap, because let me go back to it.
No, because those are the best. Those are the two best teams.
I feel like y'all have a very like well constructed roster. Like really from top to bottom, and y'all got players who know how to play.
Each other.
Yeah, compliment. Y'all got I think Jaren Jackson, he's probably one of the best pieces you can have next to Jokic. I mean, somebody who can rim protect, he can shoot the three.
The Lurie pick was a very underrated. I didn't think he was going to pick him. I couldn't think any other power forward, but I like that pick.
And with I feel like with Desto's team, like they got like a lot of pieces that will complement Luka really well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a lot of versatility defensively, especially too. Like
honestly, I will switch out Grudy with Kristaps at the center.
See,
but you could do both. Like you can kind of do whatever you need based on the situation, whatever. Because you could even have Bam out there too.
Yeah, exactly. We can play Bam at the 5, and that really, like, like let's say,
you could do Bam and Kristaps actually.
Jokic. Oh my god. Yeah, because I think Bam, because they saying, oh, well, they said, look at your coach, it's Ty Lue, he want to switch everything. I said, okay, and they said Gobert gonna get picked on. I was like, okay, put Bam in there then, and then the Bam can switch, and then we got Lonzo, who can also play defense and shoot. We got Dame coming off the bench. I mean, man,
oh my God, Jokic, that touch pass is crazy.
And I do think out of the teams that are listed, Desto's team has the best chance to defend Dev and the Ox's team, because y'all could do like the game plan that I think that needs to be done against Jokic, where y'all could have, somebody like, let's say Draymond be the primary defender, and then you could have somebody help off, like a Bam or Rudy. I would say Bam probably. Then you also got Kawhi out there, so it's like, yeah, you could really disrupt a lot of things. So that might be the best personnel equipped really to go and try and defend a Jokic type team.
I still like how he's like automatically out on Junebug. He just saw it, so I'm out.
Yeah, man. Like it just
Junebug said, look, y'all got Draymond and Gobert, so y'all automatically lose. I'm like, what? How basketball works, bro? I think he just looking at.
He almost made that.
He said, look at y'all offense. I'm like, okay, we got Luka, an offensive engine. We got Kawhi, who is probably, maybe other than Jokic, his peak, probably the best player here. I mean, he's the best defender, at least on the perimeter, I'll say. Here. Draymond, another one of probably the best defender here. Gobert.
So Destin, are you? So then you're fully on the Jokic is better than Giannis wave then, right?
I mean, no, it's debatable, but I mean, if you put in peak Jokic, peak Kawhi, peak Giannis, that is a good debate. But I'm not fully on it. But right now, I mean, I would say Jokic is my best player in the league, but I think it wavers. I think a big part of it has to do with playoff translation and playoff performance. So that's why I got Jokic number 1 right now. But I had Jokic I think number 2 going into the season. And I don't typically move off my rankings of players unless I see like a precipitous drop off in their game and their performance. Like going into the season, I had Giannis, Jokic, and Curry as the best players in the league, and they all had great regular seasons. So going into the playoffs, they was again my top 3 players in the league. In the playoffs, that's when I really adjusted, unless I see a fall off from them in the regular season. But yeah, right now, yeah, Jokic, man, for sure.
What do you think, without mentioning stats? I'm asking y'all this question, both of y'all, because I have my idea. What do you think, without mentioning stats, if Jokic is the best player in the league right now, what do you think is describe what that is to me? Jokic is the best player in the league because, don't mention any stats though. Give me why Jokic is the best player in the league right now. Okay. Desto and Dev, if you feel that too.
Okay, I got you.
So, Jokic is the best player in the league to me because he is the best offensive player on. Oh, let me take that back. Jokic is the best player in the league because,
I mean, if you believe that, then yeah,
he's. No, I mean, I feel like I definitely think or not definitely, but it's arguable between like him and Curry, but he's the epitome of an offensive hub, and he does it to an offensive. I mean, to an efficiency rate that I think no one else is doing right now in the league. I think Curry is capable of it. I think I'm not sure who else is capable of at right now. I think like a prime version of LeBron would be capable of it. I'm not sure. I don't think Luka is capable of that, but specifically because of his ball dominance. The way he play makes and scores at an efficient rate, I don't think anyone matches that in the league. And he is the hub of, I believe, when he's on the court, of an unstoppable offense. And he does it. He's been doing it consistently, and it has translated to the playoffs. The other players, I would say, in that discussion for best player in the league, they haven't been able to do it as well as him in the playoffs and move forward in the playoffs. So that's what I think that makes him the best player. So yeah.
Okay.
That's my explanation. So
I say for me, one thing first, health, because he's always on the court. His health has not been a problem or issue, unlike other players you see, like players like Steph Curry. You know, he's been playing. He's missed some games. Joel Embiid missed some games. Yep. LeBron, AD. So health is one thing because availability is best. Well, I forgot how the quote went, but I feel with Nikola Jokic,
ability is the best ability.
Ability, yeah. Right now, Jokic is an anomaly amongst players. We never seen a player with this much efficiency and playmaking ability and be dominant inside dominant inside the paint and outside the paint, but also really a pretty good shooter. And not only that, his knowledge of the game, when he impacts the team without having to take a lot of shots. We've seen Nikola Jokic like last game. He didn't take that many shots. He scored he had 8 points, 9 points on 3 shots, or 12 points on 3 shots. He's able to make his teammates and elevate his teammates better. Jokic can elevate his team, like you said, we just seen this year to the finals, elevate that offense to a historic level, and his ability to find the cutters, his IQ to pick off defense. He's basically like a quarterback on the NBA field, on the court, where he's able to set zones. He makes the right play at the right time. He has the best feel of the game. Him and Steph Curry, I feel I had the best. Him and Steph Curry and LeBron right now, I feel I have the best feels of the game out of any players. And also his defense could be issue. His defense has improved, but his defense is limited because of his physical abilities. he can like swipe at the ball. He makes it good. Like he be a big body, and he stays in front of people as best he can. Like I see him play some good defense in front of Butler, this here and there in front of Bam. He's a big body that he makes it tough on you. You're still gonna score him, but he makes it tough on you. And his limitations, I feel like his limitations doesn't outweigh his positives that he does on elevating himself, his teammates, and impacting the offensive game we ever seen before. And that's something that can translate into this era and any era, because like offensively you can pair him up with almost anyone because he can find you if you're not a shooter. All you gotta do is cut to the rim, he'll find you. If you're a shooter, he'll back you down, hit you on touch passes, hit you with skip patches, hit you dribble drive handoff. And we see him in the pick and roll of him and Murray might be the best in the game right now. So that's why I can make the argument he's the best player in the world right now. And I think in this year's playoffs also shows that his deficiencies can be alleviated. Unlike some other players like Giannis, you can still make an argument of him being the best player in the world, but Giannis, his deficiencies are kind of like more glaring. He's not Shaq level dominant where the jump shot is needed. He doesn't have a post game. Like a Shaq level dominance allows you to not kind of like, be more freelance, but he doesn't. Giannis is very dominant, but it's not like Shaq level. So that's why, if that makes sense.
Okay. I agree with both of y'all. I think that's a big part of him being reliable. So his availability, him not missing games, and you always know like he's going to be out the majority of the time, and his consistency to be able to play to his level. Offensively, even though defensively you could say that there's a lot of guys that are better.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, there's nobody that's been as consistent, and you could argue that his offense, not just like scoring wise, but his overall impact when it comes to like elevating his team is so much greater than everybody else's offense. And so in that aspect, you could say that his consistency there could maybe overshadow the fact that these guys might be better on the other end. That they're, not as consistent on the offensive end, and they don't make their teammates, they don't elevate their teammates to the level that he does when it comes to like playmaking and things like that. Yeah. I think that's probably the best case for his best player in the league status. And if they win this series, they win this championship, it's going to be a whole lot of conversations about, is he the best offensive big ever? It's going to be a lot of stuff like that. It's already kind of happening, really. But if he wins the series,
who do you think is the best player in the league?
That's tough. I do think it is between Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if he does win this championship and he maintains.
Wait, who?
What do you mean?
Wait. Who you said?
I said Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. But yeah, I know. But like the killer on the Embiid.
I'm allergic.
The killer on the Embiid thing is, of course, the injury issue, and that's to me like, I feel like after this season, which he's not an MVP, that still being what it is, it eliminates him from the conversation. It eliminates him from being that, for him being the guy. Because it happened once again.
Jokic really kind of changed my mind frame a little bit on like when I'm ranking best players. I feel like you have to play some level of defense. Like you got to be elite on defense. So that's how I used to think of it. Now, after like evaluating everybody game, like maybe not, because not saying you don't have to be elite on that side of the ball, but it's like when you're so dominant at one thing, it's kind of like I kind of came in a mind frame like sometimes he's so dominant. For example, like I'm gonna use a guy like Dennis Rodman. He doesn't really bring much to the offense game, but he's so dominant on his rebounding and defense. He's better than this one player that's just good at it. He's great at these two things versus a guy who's just good at offense. That is a difference between good and great. Like a Jokic, he's great at offense versus a guy who's just good at defense. Like a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's just good at defense.
Like I think you can put it at like Jokic versus AD. I think that's a good. I think that's a
And
good. And
Jokic more consistent than AD too. That's another reason why he's the best player in the
because
Lakers.
AD, you can say he's a great player because of what he brings offensively, and he's the best defender in the world. But well, to me, he's arguably the best defender.
Oh no, he is.
But yeah, I believe so. But Jokic, his consistency and his availability, and maybe just the simple fact that offense is just, I mean, you just weigh it is more important. I don't know if it's more important, but like, okay, Drew, if you were to put it out of 100,
it's more important. It's more important.
It definitely is more.
To me, if it's like if you throw in the playmaking, like scoring and playmaking, at an elite level, it overshadows the best defense you could play. To me,
good offense beats good defense, you know.
And plus, you can,
and also,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, my bad. And also like the playmaking, like elite playmaking, like that's just a whole nother factor. Like when it comes to elevating your entire team's offense, that's no matter like what you do, even like a great defender, you can only elevate your team's defense to so far, you know, compared. So it's like,
so do you believe in the whole defense wins championships thing, or?
Yeah, but it's team defense.
Yeah,
team defense wins championships
for sure.
Yeah, because like you can't just have one great defender, like a prime Draymond on what's the worst defensive team in the league? I don't know. Like let's say, I don't know, whatever the worst defensive team, expect them to just do win, go ahead, because they're all still kind of like bad. Like for example, you can exploit a great defender, like for example, the Utah Jazz and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a good defender, great defender, prime Rudy. But when you bring him out on the but when you have guys who get blown by all the time, he has to do more. It kind of like tires him out. And when he's guarding the perimeter, now in the paint, nobody can stand for their man. You can kind of plan around a good defense with multitude of offensive players. And I feel like Jokic, like, I don't know, like it's probably easier to build a team around Embiid because he can do more. But if you had the perfect pieces around Jokic, I feel like that'll take you further, if that makes sense. Like
I'm gonna be completely honest. The main reason why I have Jokic, and I have to be consistent about this. Jokic is over Embiid for me because of the injury aspect, because of the availability issue. That's just like you do not know what you're gonna get from Embiid.
Wait, so you still think,
playoff time.
Wait, so you still think Joel Embiid is better than Jokic when healthy?
If he was fully healthy, if he was as healthy as Jokic was, I would take Embiid 100%.
That's not a bad take.
But the problem is, wait, what do you mean what we're doing? But the problem is
June 6th. What is June 4th of June? Yeah, it's June 4th. Bro,
did you not hear what I said? I said if he was healthy. He's not.
Don't care, even if he is
and
healthy.
we know we cannot rely on that because he's now shown that it's consistently been it's been an issue. So then, yeah, it's going to be Jokic. But yeah, if the roles were reversed, you would be saying the same thing. Let's be honest. If Jokic had the injury issues that Embiid had come playoff time, and Embiid was as healthy as Jokic come playoff time, would you not be saying the same thing? Let's be honest. Yes, you would.
But I
rest my case. My case.
No, you don't. Because that's such.
You know I'm right. Hold up. You know I'm right.
No, you're not.
Hold up.
All right. Let me explain where you're wrong. If he was healthy, this would be more of a legit conversation. That's fine. I have no problem with saying.
No. That's not what I said, though. That's not what I said.
No. I'm talking about the injury part of your sentence. Because he's injured, this conversation is harder to have, right? So I'm not disagreeing with you there. If he was healthy, I'd be all ears to hear, because I think Joel Embiid is that great when he's actually locked in. But even when he was healthy in the regular season, we can go to some games where the man was bullshitting. I'm just saying. And not to mention, when are we going to start talking about, even when Joel Embiid is healthy, like defensively, he's not going against the level of competition that Jokic is going against on the Western Conference. So he's not getting torn. He's not getting torn to shreds the way Jokic is.
I'm going to need you to be specific. Be specific about this specific moment game you're talking about, because we could argue this about Jokic defensively if we want during the regular season, And we could also talk about Embiid and what he did to Jokic in the regular season. But like we could talk about that too if you want to talk about the regular season stuff.
No, that's
But,
that's fine. But then it goes down. But then it also boils down to consistency, which I'm not talking about inconsistent because of injuries. I'm talking about inconsistency because sometimes you just don't feel like it. And Joel Embiid has games of that. Jokic doesn't. You know what you're getting from Jokic. Yes, you're getting bad defense, but you know you're getting bad.
I wouldn't necessarily say bad defense. I would just say like.
Well, when I say all right, it's average at this point, but average and bad really ain't that far from each other, right? And depending on the matchup, Jokic can go either way. Like he's teetering on both sides. The point is he's not a good defender.
True.
And I'm not saying that he's next to Joel Embiid, but in the same point, in the same breath, offensively, outside of scoring, what does Joel Embiid bring to you? What does Joel Embiid brings to you? You know, from on the offensive side.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Embiid's a better scorer than Jokic. I think if you just look at efficiency, when you're comparing scoring, then
I already figured that. I figured the way you did it was defensively he's far superior, and then offensively you think he's a better scorer. So you just put those two together.
And of course Jokic is obviously the better playmaker, but yeah, defensively I think it's not close. Scoring wise, I do give Embiid the edge because I think that what he's capable of doing offensively when it comes to scoring and what he's required to do is something that Jokic I don't think can do as well as consistently as he's able to when it comes to having to score 30 plus every night like he does. Because I feel like a lot of Jokic's efficiency is him being able to have nights where he's just playmaking and he's getting that 20 points and he's not having to like go out there and drop 35 to 40.
When he had that efficient 53 on the Phoenix Suns this postseason, and he did not playmake to that level. To be honest with you, this entire postseason, he ain't really just went crazy. Like,
what you mean? Hold on. What you mean he ain't go crazy?
I don't think Jokic has played to the level that he was playing in the regular season.
No, he has.
No, no. And it's not to say he's been playing bad. I'm saying compared to the level in which he was playing.
No, I think he has. I think he's played to the level he's been playing.
I don't think I don't think anybody. No, I don't think he's had to. That's my thing. I'm not saying that he's been struggling or anything like that. I don't think he had to pull it out because he ain't gone against nobody really just challenging him. DeAndre Ayton was probably the most challenging player.
I disagree, bro.
I think he's played. I think he's played better.
The most challenging player in the postseason, and even AD, like even with AD, it was AD, and then everybody else was sort of like the defense behind him was just collapsing. So it's like, what the hell can AD? AD can't do everything, and so Jokic didn't really have to score like that because Jamal Murray was getting it off, and Aaron Gordon was getting it off, and Michael Porter Jr. was getting it off. So it's like, why do I need to get into my 30-point triple-double bag if all I got?
No, but I mean, he wasn't.
11.
Yeah, but he wasn't really doing that in the regular season like crazy.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
No, not any more than like not really. I mean, what he averaged like 25, 26 in the regular season this year?
I think it was like 26, 27. I can give you the stats right now.
Yeah. And Embiid was what, like averaging 33?
34 and like 5 assists on like mid assist to turnover ratio. Turnover ratio.
Yeah, but like so like and we've seen Embiid like majority of the season, like regular season, especially during like high profile matchups, like he was bringing it. He was giving it like almost everybody the business.
Wait, hold on. I think I got it wrong. I think he averaged 27 this year.
Wait, who?
No. He averaged 24.5. 24.5, 11.8 rebounds, 9.8.
So he's actually been better in the playoffs this year. Exactly. But like
a fucking triple double in the playoffs.
No. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm eating my fucking sandwich. You got me while I'm arguing. I'm arguing on eating my sandwich. Look.
But to me, like, hey, I just don't. No, what
you're talking from a statistical standpoint. I'm not talking from a statistical standpoint.
But you were. You bringing the stats right there.
No. You asked me how many points he averaged. I gave you
Yeah, but you were talking about going crazy, like numbers.
Yeah, like I don't think like he was playing. I don't think he was playing at the level that he was playing this regular season. What I'm saying that, what I mean by that is from the level of what's the word I'm trying to find? His playmaking, for instance. I feel like he's actually relaxed a little bit on how on like the level of like difficulty with the passes, because he hasn't had to pull it out. I think simple passes are just coming natural right now in this postseason because there's no defense that could really deal with that handoff offense that they got going on. So Jamal Murray is literally just catching the ball from Jokic. Literally, it feels like half of the assists he gets this postseason in games is just mainly off of Jamal Murray and Caldwell Pope coming around, grabbing the ball and just shooting it over him. And that's not the Jokic that we saw during the regular season. During the regular season, he was making those precise passes in the lane. He was making those quick dump offs to Aaron Gordon. He was making the darts over to the corner to KCP and Michael Porter Jr. He hasn't had to do that as much this postseason. So that's what I mean when I say he really hasn't.
I mean,
he hasn't pulled out. He hasn't
gone
to the level that he was in the regular season.
But no, I think, but you're really just talking about like flashy passing, really, because like his scoring's been.
You call it flashy passing. I'm not talking no look. I'm talking the degree of difficulty that he had to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, difficult passes. Really, you're talking about his passing, facilitating level hasn't had to have been what it was in the regular season. I'll give you that, because he has gotten more help from Jamal Murray than he was getting. He's getting significantly, like he's getting a superstar level Jamal Murray in these playoffs, damn near.
Which by the way, I got some Jamal Murray propaganda I want to push on y'all. When y'all ready for it.
So yeah, in that sense, yeah. But like I feel like if we're talking about from like just overall though, you could argue he's been better overall in the playoffs than he's been in the regular season.
Yeah, and I think it's
I would like to hear that. I would like to hear that argument.
I mean, for me, I agree, and the argument I would say is, like the main thing you said was his playmaking, which I don't know. I agree to disagree, because I feel like his playmaking has been great, but
no. See, Desto, don't do that, because I did not say that it was bad. I didn't. Say
no. I'll say
the way that Jokic was facilitating this offseason. Not this offseason. The way that Jokic was facilitating this season during the regular season was like all-time level greatness. This postseason, he's been great. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he hasn't been facilitating well. He's actually been low-key bad. I'm saying he's been great this postseason.
Okay. All right, Justin. Wouldn't you say he's been more consistent? Wouldn't you say he's been more consistent in these playoffs than he was in the regular season? Even more consistent in these playoffs.
It depends on what are you referring to?
Like his scoring, his playmaking, just the level he's been playing at. He's been consistently at a certain level this playoffs, even higher than he was in the regular season.
Yeah, in the regular season, I would say games where he'll score like 10, 11 points when it doesn't matter.
15, 16 points.
Yeah,
because he didn't have to. He didn't have to. It wasn't like he was taking X amount of shots and he was missing them. He only took like 10 shots in those games that he scored 10, 11 points.
I feel like when you go into the playmaking argument, what do you want if you want to beat the Nuggets? What do you want Jokic to do?
I was just about to ask, would you want a selfish player or would you want a team player?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, like if because the playoffs is all about taking away what you do best. So if you a team coaching against the Nuggets, how would you make the Nuggets beat you? Like they have to beat you this way.
That's an interesting question.
See, me personally, I feel like if you allow Jokic to play make and kill you in that aspect, you're gonna lose. But if you make him a scorer, well, he isn't getting a lot of passing lanes. If he isn't getting a lot of if the shooters aren't getting open, and you making him score more, and he has to go to his scoring bag a lot more than he does in the regular season, I think that's what that's the key. That's why the Heat are still in this game right now. It's a 2-point game. I think that's the key to beating a Denver Nuggets team. Because if you allow him to get like 14, 15 assists, and he's still gonna get the points regardless. But like what's the game that the Suns lost? He dropped like 50-something points.
53. He dropped 53.
Yeah, he dropped 53 points, and they lost that game because I thought they a winnable game, a win for the Nuggets would be if he gets around 25, 26, 27, and he's getting a lot of assists. That means his teammates are scoring a lot of points too. So I feel like I low-key feel what you're saying with the playmaking aspect, but at the same time, he's still doing that at a high level while taking what the defense is giving him and scoring so efficiently. Like he shoot like above 40% from three. I think he shoot like 47% from three or something crazy like that in the playoffs. He give you like almost like 29 points a game. He averaging a freaking triple-double on like great efficiency. So
and even in the regular season, like when did Joel Embiid overtake Jokic in the MVP race?
But even in that, hold on, talking about. But even in that game, Jokic had 53 and 11.
No. But it wasn't just that game. It wasn't. No. I'm talking about during the regular season. So during the regular season.
No. I was responding to what Justo said with the game that the Suns tied the series up 2-2.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had 53 points and 11 assists. I don't think the goal is to get him to make him and to force him into a score because he could kill you there, or force him or allow him to facilitate. I think the key to slowing him down, slowing him down is getting him off the boards.
Or for me, is to make him work defensively. To me, like, but
that's easier said than done. That defense, that Nuggets defense is damn good at hiding that man.
During the regular season, that was when he lost the MVP race. That was like a huge part of it. Was him being exploited.
It was that stretch when everybody was working him and they was pointing it out and.
Yeah,
I don't.
And we haven't really seen
even when Mars and all of them were pointing that out. I was the main one that was sitting there arguing. I don't think this is them. I don't think this is them doing something that we didn't know, and I don't think that they're actually just like successfully hunting Jokic. I think Jokic just got lazy towards the end of the season and just sort of I guess checked out and got ready for the playoffs. That's what I really think happened because if you noticed. When it got into the playoffs, like as soon as the playoffs started against the Timberwolves, when Anthony Edwards was running hard at the rim, he was struggling up until Game 4. When KD and Devin Booker already don't have that good of rim pressure in their game, but when they were going to the rim, they struggled a little bit. And I think the only person that was successful so far in this postseason rim running to at Nikola Jokic's expense was LeBron and AD.
And I think Anthony Edwards was too.
That was from game 3, game 3, 4, and 5. Anthony Edwards was successful, but outside of that, like game 1 and 2, Nikola Jokic was actually very effective. So I think quiet is kept. I don't think that it was that anybody was successfully getting him. I think Nikola Jokic just checked out defensively. And that's fine. That's fine if you disagree because in that sense, there's no facts that can go against that. I think that's just like basically what you saw and what I saw.
Yeah, no, I disagree though because we also saw in the previous postseasons that was a huge part of beating the Nuggets and
but Nikola Jokic from 2020 isn't the same from 2023. 2021 isn't the same. Nikola Jokic
wrong. Nah.
What?
Jokic this year is not a significantly better player than he was last year, or even honestly the year before.
No.
The last two years, he's not this.
You're not hearing me. We're talking defensively.
Defensively as well. He is not. He is not markedly better this year than he was last year defensively. Hell no.
And he's in way better shape than he was.
Nah, man. The only thing he's locked in more on is kicking the ball and pick and rolls. That's the only thing he's locked in more on. He is not this like levels above the defender he was last year. Nah, I gotta disagree with you.
Isn't D Book doing kicking balls too? So we're gonna hold that against him for what? Like what the fuck? Like what are we doing?
Nah, man. This man been OD with it this year. Like he was league
I mean,
leader. And
but
Yeah, he-
okay,
I think he led
that
the league.
saves a possession though. Like is that not a smart defensive? Is that not a smart defensive idea? Like kick ball violation. You get the ball again, and we get 14 seconds on the board.
I mean, yeah, it is, but I think it's a lot of that is just due to
yeah, but I don't think like that. That's the only thing I would say. Like, I'm not
lack
really,
of athletic ability, other than rather
And
than.
I think he's far more athletic than he was in the past 2 years. Not
I
last.
agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
not last
he
year.
definitely
Not last year. I think
lost
he
some
started
weight.
to get. You wait, say it again, this.
No. I said I agree with that because he shed some pounds and I think that helps help him with quickness and his stamina.
I think when it comes to the Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic argument, it goes into the same thing that I say. I think that I say when it comes to like the Curry and KD argument back in the day. It's if you oversimplify it, then you can make the argument that KD is better than Curry, right? And hell, even if you start to go into details, you can still make the argument. But people oversimplify it and just put because he can score and he played defense better, right? And you think that gap is wide. Hold on, let me finish. That's the reason that Joel Embiid is better than Jokic. And I say this. Not everything is as simple as because he could do this and he can't do because he could do this better than this person. It comes down to a level of impact. And what we have seen over the past few years is although, yes, Joel Embiid has not been the most healthiest player in the playoffs. He has been healthy in the regular season, and it has been been what?
But the difference though is when it comes to the playoffs, we're talking about because really in the regular season,
I think he was already defined through the regular season.
No, but in the regular season, but in the regular season, one of Embiid's issue was also staying healthy in the regular season. Like it's been an issue
this season.
I mean, relatively compared to other seasons, but he still got hurt this time in this season too. What do you mean? Like he just was more healthy than he has been in years past, but he still got injured and he still missed time this season as well.
Wait, okay, so
but overall during this season, yeah.
Time out. So if Joel Embiid's injury is that big of an asterisk on him for Jokic, what's keeping Luka out of this conversation then? Because he's a far superior playmaker and he's a superior scorer.
What?
He's a far superior playmaker than who?
If the argument for Joel Embiid not being over Jokic is simply his injury history, what's keeping him from getting in the back of the bus behind Luka too?
Because he's a better offensive player than Luka. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wait. Hold on. Who's a better offensive player than Luka?
Joel Embiid.
If he's healthy. I disagree.
Okay.
Let me be more specific. Let me be more specific. My bad. Same argument that for Jokic. My bad. Not offense. Better score than Luka. I should be more clear.
He is better scorer.
Better scorer than Luka. Yes, he is, and also he's a way better defender.
Based on what, bro?
What are you talking about? Based on he's way harder to stop. What are you talking about?
He's way harder to stop offensively than Luka.
You have to foul them way more.
Drew, this is my thing. This is my thing. And I said this earlier. Unless I see a fall off from these players in the regular season, because I thought Joel Embiid had a very similar, maybe even better regular season than he had last year.
I think it was better this year.
I thought he was better this season than he was last year.
So did Luka. So did Jokic. So did Giannis. Curry. I don't see a drop off from none of these guys. So playoff translation is a huge factor into me ranking who's the best players in the league, best players of all time, things of that nature. And unfortunately for Embiid, he always drops in the playoffs. And I know
for me, you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I know it's due to injury, but when it gets to playoffs, when it gets to money time, and you always drop your efficiency, your points, everything dropped. Luka, he
Your defensive
raises his game.
impact. Your defensive impact drops.
Luka raises his game in the playoff. Jokic raises his game. Giannis, it's
His
about
defensive
the
impact is
same.
still way greater than Luka's though, even in the playoffs. Even
Yeah,
when it
but
drops,
I'm just saying, like overall impact, Luka, he I don't know, that's what kind of like takes the cake. And over the past couple seasons, like Embiid didn't do anything this playoffs, I think, to overtake Luka in my ranking.
Yeah, to me, but that's because of injury. To me, this regular season is not even a question who was better between Luka and Embiid this year.
Yeah,
I
thought
Joel Embiid was better this season than Luka. Yes, that's that. Like
and then the Mavericks didn't make the playoffs, and a large part of that was their defense. And
who
was the front page rep for that? When
I'm talking, but all right. But when you're talking about best players in the world, why does the winning fact, like whether they make it to the playoffs and not have to do, like, what does that have to do with them? Like,
because I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about
the same player. Luka was the same player this year that he was last year when he went to the Western Conference Finals, or that he was the year.
No, hold on. But I'm not just talking about that. So you do know the Sixers had a top 10 defense this year, right?
Yeah.
What do you think was a large reason for that?
Joel Embiid,
right? Do you think if they didn't have Joel Embiid, do you think they would have been a top 10 defense this year?
Probably not.
Honestly, no. Let's be honest.
No.
Probably.
The reason why I say probably not is because it's hard to replace what he is. Hard to replace.
So you think it's a question? You think there's a chance that they would be a top 10 defense this year if they didn't without Embiid?
I mean, I think it's always a chance for you to be able to do it.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. No, we know 100. We know no question, not even a doubt.
Hear what I'm saying? Like for instance, even with Curry, if you take Curry off the team, I don't think it's necessarily impossible that you can't be, this awesome offensive team. It just depends on who you plug in. Like, like you can get away with it. It's just the chances are very small.
So hold on. So
the chances are very small.
Wait. So you think without Curry, they would be what offense?
If you swap, let's say like if you took Steph off and you swapped him out with Damian Lillard. I think the offense wouldn't be. I don't think the offense would be as good as.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. Come on.
No. But you asked me if you took Joel Embiid off of the team.
Yeah, I didn't mean like if you take him off and you insert like a player that's damn near almost as good in a variety of aspects that they also do a lot of the same things. Like I don't mean that.
No. Yeah. That's why I said I won't say it's impossible, but the chances are very small because it's a small amount of people in the NBA that can do what he does.
Yeah,
and that's credit to Joel Embiid. I don't think there's too many big men in the league. If you swap out Joel Embiid and you put in a player like Dwayne Dedmon, if you swap him out and put Dwayne Dedmon in there, them niggas are trash, right? Defensively. If you swap out,
they garbage overall.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so that's a large part of it. To me, like, what were the Mavericks defensively this year? Like one of the worst defensive teams in the league, right?
They were. Yeah, I want to say they were bottom 5, bottom 10.
Yeah, and as great as they were offensively, which was what were they, top 5? I'm sure.
Offensively, I can tell you right now. Give me 1 second. They were 6th offensively, and they were 24th defensively.
Okay, so yeah, and one of their worst defensive players is, of course, also one of their best offensive players, and is Luka, right?
Yeah.
One of the hallmarks that we talk about for years when we look at contenders and best teams in the league is an elite offense and elite defense. The Sixers were both this year. They were in top 10 in both. The only teams that were up there. Now the Nuggets about to win championship.
But that's not when you talk about that, that's not fair. Because Luka didn't get a caliber player of James Harden on his team. Luka didn't have a player.
Hold on. I know a lot of people that would say Kyrie's better than James Harden. So what are you talking
Kyrie didn't come until like the last 20 games.
Yeah, hold up. And how'd they do?
Now, they didn't play too well.
Exactly. Okay. So their offense wasn't able to overcome their defensive
because it was the last 20 games.
No.
The last 20 games.
Wait, no. But no. When they got there, they were in the playoffs. No. When they got there, they were like the 5th or 6th seed, I believe, when he got there.
Yeah, they were the 5th. They were the 5th seed with the starting lineup of Luka Doncic. I think it was Tim Hardaway Jr.
And
It
then
was,
with Kyrie
hold on.
and Luka,
Give me
they were
one
below
second.
500. They were
Oh,
like
no. I'm sorry.
garbage.
I gave you the wrong lineup. It was Spencer Dinwiddie, Luka Doncic, or flip it around. What's this dude's name? Dory Finney-Smith, Reggie
Okay.
Bullock.
We know.
Christian
We know.
Wood.
Yeah.
We don't.
So
we know.
I mean, the
we know
point
we don't gotta go
is
into
they
that,
lost a 20-point per game score in Spencer Dinwiddie, and they lost the best defensive player on their team in Dory Finney-Smith in exchange for one offensive key piece and Kyrie Irving. So it's hard for you to sit there and just like put all of that on Luka when that team had a huge turnaround in the middle of the season when he specifically had them in the 5th seed with one of the best offenses in the league.
Yes, and they got a better offensive player by far than the offensive players they lost, right? And their hallmark, their calling card was their offense, right? This season, no, forget last year. This season, when they were good, when they were in the playoff position, they were still a good defensive. They were a bad defensive team and a great offensive team, whatever. But they got a better offensive player, right? But they still had that same defensive shortcoming, and they were not able to overcome it because of their defense, because of how bad they were. Regardless of how good they were offensively, their offense was not able to overcome it. Right. And down the stretch, and it was significant. It wasn't just like
the offense was still good, but their defense got way worse.
Their defense was so putrid because Dorian Finney-Smith wasn't on the roster anymore.
Yeah,
and he was the head of the snake. Like their defense went as far as Dorian Finney-Smith was. That's the first time.
And this is where maybe it's not fair. Maybe it sucks, but this is where you're gonna credit. You got to credit somebody for their defense, and you gotta knock Luka for his defense. If Luka was a better defender, if Luka was above average, if he was good. I'm sorry, this is what it is. Luka, that's his major deficiency right now, and it was so bad that he wasn't able to mitigate that anywhere at all. And if you look at somebody like Embiid, his impact on the end is clear. It's not even a question what he's able to do defensively for that team. And we know what he does when it comes to scoring the ball, leading the league in scoring, averaging 30 points a game, more efficiently than Luka everywhere. Like literally, he's more efficient than Luka everywhere.
It's easier for you to be able to. It's easier
Embiid.
For you to be.
He's better. He's better at the free throw line. He's actually a better mid-range shooter. No cap. Like go check on that.
Sure? Wait, are you sure he's a better?
He's a better.
Hold on. Hold on, because I think I just caught him, Des. I think I just caught him. Give me 1 second. Talk for me.
Hold on, because I'm looking at. I know he's a better free throw shooter, and better from three.
Better for mid-range.
Yeah, I just got him. So I'm gonna ask you. Hold on, Drew. I'm gonna ask you.
What do you mean you just got me?
I just got you. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, okay? And by what do you mean he had a better scoring season than Luka?
What do you mean?
What metrics? By what metrics are you coming up with that?
Production, efficiency,
killing right now. By the way,
like scoring ability.
Wait, I don't even have my eyes on the game. I'm over here looking at stats, arguing with this fool.
Yes, especially a close-ass game right now.
What you say, Drew?
It's a close game right now. Oh shit!
No, I was saying production, efficiency, and his ability. Yeah, it's a 2-point game. Damn, Lowry on it right now.
That's good to see. I ain't gonna lie to you. People be dogging Kyle Lowry. People be dogging Kyle Lowry. I need.
Well, he got a turnover. Like
Hall of Famer Kyle Lowry.
Right.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Jimmy getting locked up right now, though. Which is kind of.
We ain't gotta talk about it.
No. Let's talk about it because everybody talking about Jimmy better than Tatum and all that. Nobody all that.
Who said Jimmy better than Tatum?
The whole world.
Because I know I did, world, but I just want to know who else was part of that.
Oh my God, Jokic just went coast to coast.
Best player so far. Nah, look, I think I got him. So he said that
Jokic
Joel
again.
Embiid.
Oh my God, he just fell.
Des,
Look
so
at the
he
big
say
man tumble.
Des Peep. So Drew say that Joel Embiid had a better like scoring season than Luka, right? And so I'm asking him based on what? Because when I say people are a better scorer than somebody, I base it off of like 2-point percentages, 3-point percentages, true shooting.
Okay.
All metrics, Luka was 4% better or more than Jokic than Joel
All
Embiid.
metrics.
Like true shooting, 2-point percentage.
You're capping right
3-point
now.
percentage. I'm looking at it right now.
There's no way Luka had a better true shooting than fucking Embiid. There's no fucking way.
Luka this year shot 60.9% true shooting.
Yeah, go check Embiid's now, please.
I'm gonna pull it up. It's fucking refreshing. Internet being trash.
Turnover
Tripping.
percentage, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw. Come on. Well, what you looking at that on NBA.com?
I got multiple websites open. I got StatMuse up. I have 3 Steps Basket, which is like advanced statistics.
Advanced splits. Okay, yeah. Luka's true shooting percentage is 60.9.
60.9.
Yep,
Joel
and
Embiid.
check Embiid's now. I mean, this is not even a question. I don't even know why you thought he had a higher.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. 65.5.
Wait, who?
But I wasn't even out. Yeah,
Joel
it's 65. But I wasn't.
Joel Embiid shot a 65.5% true shooting.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on.
I wasn't even.
Oh
I wasn't even
no,
going to
no,
make
no.
that. I wasn't even going to make that the argument.
I know what you're looking at.
But that's even worse. Like, how bad was his injury this playoffs?
What are you talking about? He missed.
I
If he missed time,
I know what he's about to say.
I'm asking because I to be honest with you, I stopped watching Joel Embiid's fucking percentages and shit. The nigga dropped like 9.
Yeah,
he dropped 9.
His true shooting percentage in the playoffs is 56.
Like, how do you drop 9%? Like, how bad was that injury? That's what I'm asking. And the reason why I asked that
he was
is
supposed
because LeBron,
to. You know how bad it was. I'll tell you how bad it was. It was a grade 2 knee sprain. He was supposed to miss 4 weeks. Instead, he missed 10 days and came back, missed 2 games, came back and played on it. And you could tell, literally, in the games he was playing, you could tell he was barely getting elevation when he was going to the rim. He was out there getting repeatedly blocked by Al Horford. And the only thing that he was able to do was occasionally hit that little mid-range shot. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Any of his actual power game going to the rim, he didn't have any of that in this playoffs. And that was something that he had during the regular season.
Because LeBron shot 58.3 this season, and in the postseason he shot 58.4, so it stayed relatively the same. And he had a really, really serious injury, like the type that you really need.
Not as serious as Embiid's,
huh?
No, not as serious as Embiid's because he didn't actually have to miss any time.
Are you sure about that, brother? Because the dude that's in the medical field can tell you LeBron was supposed to have a season-ending injury.
LeBron missed time. LeBron missed time. Yeah, he missed time during the regular season, but Embiid had his middle of the playoffs, and he was supposed to be out. He wasn't supposed to be back.
But if it was a knee sprain, and needing to get a tendon of your foot addressed, that's 2 different injuries. I'm looking at the article right now. LeBron had a torn tendon in his foot that required surgery, and he managed to stay at the same level.
It was apparent that the foot tendon injury that he had did not limit him as much as the knee injury that Embiid had. You can just watch them.
I would get some pushback on that, Justin, only because it's not like, okay, LeBron just had the injury and then he came back on the court 10 days. LeBron, it was treated, he was able to get off of it. He was in the boot for a while. And he got I forgot how they fixed it up to where they could play. I don't know what they put in that foot. But I mean,
He probably took
definitely.
he probably took those numbing shots. You know, the shots that make your foot
The
numb.
cortisone shot or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's something that was treated. He was out for about a month or so. I'm not sure, and then he was able to come back and play on it. And Embiid's is different because the injury was fresh, like just happened, just had the sprain, so it wasn't something that he was able to rest for a minute.
That's fair. That's fair. It
period.
probably was an injury that he just couldn't get it, that he didn't have the time to get accustomed to, whereas LeBron was able to get,
Yeah, his happened in Embiid's happened in game 3 of the first round. He didn't play game 4, and then he missed, and then there was a 10-day break,
and then he missed game 1 and 2.
Even after the 10-day break, he still missed the first game.
Games 1 and 2. Yeah, he missed games 1 and 2.
No, he played game 2. He played game 2. He didn't look good, but he played game 2. Game 1, he missed, and they were fortunate. Harden had one of his best games, and they were able to steal that one. But even then, like the good games he had in that playoff series, it did not look the same as the games that he had during the regular season. It just did not. Like it was him really just hitting that mid range. Really, that's what it was. It was him like hitting his little
regardless,
picking pop, hitting that mid range and hitting the pull ups. That's really all it was.
Well, regardless, you were right on that. Well, you didn't know, but you were right on that, Drew. He shot 65.5 true shooting to Luka's 60.9.
Yeah, so he was more efficient. He averaged 1 points per game. He was better at the free throw line. He was better from the mid range, which he was. I believe the only players that were better mid range this year were on volume and efficiency was KD and Booker. Those were the only two guys.
They were. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, and so the only thing Luka had over him, of course, significantly, is the playmaking, and you could say like off the dribble shot creation. I guess off the dribble.
Yeah,
that's it. All right,
and also
everything else
is kept. Quiet is kept. Well, I just want to say this, and then you can do. Quiet is kept. Kyrie is going on his 3rd year straight of being top 5, as far as like shooting in the mid range, and that's from all areas of the mid range.
I mean, Kyrie, he liked that, but now, Drew, I agree with you on the regular season aspect of it, but like I said, like my I guess everybody they rank differently. I mean, I saw a great Embiid this regular season, like I saw last season. I saw a great Luka this regular season, just like I saw. But the regular season isn't the only season, and I know Luka didn't make the playoffs this year, but the fact that Joel Embiid was there, unfortunately, it is an injury. Injury is a part of the game. I can't.
And I do dock him for not making the playoffs as well. I'm sorry. I do.
I mean, okay, I understand that, but I mean,
I don't. But I'll let him go.
No. I understand because like the playoffs consist of the best players in the league, and and I think like
you didn't make the play. He didn't make the play-in.
But it wasn't.
And yes, they tanked that last game, but still, they didn't make the play-in. Even tanking that last game shouldn't have. No, y'all should have been at least in the play-in. Like it should have been like.
What's crazy is like okay, when they got before they made the trade, they weren't even in the play. I think they were in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they were like the 5th or the 6th year, I believe.
Wait, time out. So where do you have LeBron? No. Let me refresh that question before you answer, because I think I just asked it wrong. Where did you have LeBron after last season?
I had both of these dudes that we're talking about in front of me.
Duncan Robinson.
No. That's not the question I asked.
Everybody that we've been talking about, I had them all in front of LeBron.
But where did you have LeBron?
I have to think, but like probably like edge of the top 10.
Okay.
So like probably like 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been, for me, LeBron hasn't been top 5 player for a little bit, but
because I think the basis of our disagreement is you value winning at the hierarchy, and although I do value winning, I'm not putting it so far.
Well, no, but I'm not just
drop a dude out of the top
I'm not
5.
just hold on. I haven't just been talking about winning though. I'm talking about who I think that I mentioned the things I think he's better than him at, and So it's
You
not
think
just
no? You think he's better? You think he's a
But
better
Drew,
scorer? He had a better scoring season this year.
yes, he had a better scoring season this year. He's better scoring in multiple specific aspects of the game. He's a way better defensive player, way more impactful to his team, and a large part of the deficiency with that Mavericks team is their defense, where Luka is a primary offender on the defensive end. So I mean, like,
No, he's not.
yeah, what are you talking about?
You said he's the primary defender.
No, I said he's a primary offender on their them being a bad defensive team or whatever.
Okay.
But to me, yeah. So like, that's the main reason why I would say that he's better than him. And I do think, yeah, this is where it gets funny. I do think that a large part of Embiid's problem is his health, and that's the issue in the playoffs, and that's why I think his play has been such a huge drop off. I don't think he's just choking or something in the playoffs. Like, the drop off is so significant. It's clear that that the injuries are having an impact, and it's not just that he's playing hurt, but he's like missing time, and it's clearly it's not even a question. We know it's impacting his play. Like, look at the drop off he had between his regular season and playoffs. Go look at the drop off. It's not even like not anything. It's like it's not just like, oh my god, he just was getting clamped up so ridiculous.
But you're without knowing you're doing it. I'll give you that. Without knowing you're doing it, you're giving him the out of saying it's injuries. I'm saying
no.
The reason that he was playing, so the reason that Joel Embiid was struggling had little to do with him being injured and more to do with him still to this day lacking the awareness of being able to pass out of the post consistently. I think that is still a problem that he really lacks in, and I also feel like he lacks the aggression of getting the ball in the low post. How many times do we say this season? Joel Embiid needs to stop catching the ball at the top of the free throw line or at the elbow and get that bitch in the block. Like, how many times have we said that? So I don't think that. Yes, I do believe that his injury could be serious, or it is serious. But at the same time, that's not the be all end all of why he was a problem in this playoffs, why he was a problem last playoffs, and why he was a problem the playoffs before that. I think that his game
because even the nitpick that we're talking about with his offensive game and that was not an issue. Like, that was like a nitpick at best during the regular season. We did not like
the regular. No. Because you just brought up the playoffs, so we know we're talking about the playoffs. The regular
he was
season,
and in the
all he wanted to do.
No, in the playoffs he wasn't even doing that in the He wasn't even doing what he was doing in the regular season. Like, the things that he was excelling at in the regular season, whether he was facing up, taking dudes to the rim, whether it was even like posting up and doing his turnaround mid range, or doing his little step back midi, any of that stuff that he was doing. The only thing that he was doing in the playoffs, that he was doing the only thing he was doing effectively was the occasional pick and pop with Harden.
He was shooting fadeaways on Marcus Smart.
Hey, Drew, so I got a question.
He was shooting fadeaways on Marcus Smart. You think his knee is that bad?
Wait, hold on, Drew, hold on. So you said you dock Embiid for his playoff performance, even though he was hurt, but you dock him. But he's only number 3. So
right. So how much are you really docking him?
So hold on. So you must have thought he was number 1.
No. I said the reason. No, I said I didn't. I said the reason why he's number 3 is because of his injury issues.
That's a good ass point.
Okay. So
yeah, I didn't say that. That's the. I guess you want to. I said that I was docking Luka for not.
I
mean, Drew. Did you have Joel Embiid as your best player in the world at some point this season?
I had him as the best player in the world going.
Oh God! No!
Yes.
Nah, man. I see.
Look, we'll just leave this at a disagreement because I ain't got time for that.
I'll reserve my judgment for the playoffs, and it's the same story.
The playoffs is where he was going to have to prove that, but he was going to. A huge part of that was him being healthy, and he was not.
Robinson.
So now it's like a question mark. But now he's done it so many times that I have to expect that you're just gonna. It's kind of like a Chris Paul situation, but happening even more now, where I got to expect that you're going to be injured every time the playoffs come around until you prove me wrong. And if that's the case, I can't call you the best player. And so,
but
he's out on that, and now it's Jokic and Giannis, and right now it's leaning towards Jokic, but it's Jokic and Giannis right now.
But even with the other players, like I think it's like more players that's more reliable, more players proven to show exceptional playoff translation than Embiid, and that's why like I don't like Embiid.
But the level that I'm factoring it all in. So like the level that he was able to play at the regular season when he was healthy was above all those other guys, well above all those other guys to me, and during, unfortunately, like I said, he got injured during the playoffs, so we never got to see what that would actually look like.
Yeah,
and we got close to seeing what it could look like last year, but then he broke his face right before they played Miami. But it was looking pretty damn great.
He was playing through something hurting already.
Yeah, he had a torn tendon in his hand, his shooting hand, and then he had a broken orbital in his face. He missed the first 2 games against Miami, and he was not right that whole series. And yeah, so it's like it is what it is. That's going to be his legacy until he can overcome it. Maybe he's not going to overcome it. That is the question mark with players like him that have that injury issue. And but yeah, I had him as the best player going into the playoffs based on his regular season. And if he could translate that, and I think a large part was he couldn't translate it because of his health. And Jokic was able to. Jokic was able to elevate, and Jokic is the best player going at least end of the season. If they win this championship and he keeps up what he's been able to do, yeah, he's the best player in the league at the end of this year. And Giannis to me,
yeah, I mean, understandable for me. The names I have, I think Embiid is, you can argue him for number 4. To me,
so you probably have Curry number 3.
I have Curry. I have Curry ahead of Embiid. I mean, like the reason I wait for my judgment is because the playoffs is where we see the best of the best. Like when you like I said, like I'll say it again. When you get to the playoffs, how can you counter what the other team wants to take away? Like they know you want to do this. What can you do? And after they counter that, what can you do? And I think that I mean defensively, of course, too. But I think that's where players really start to separate themselves. And I know, and I never ranked Curry ahead of. I never ranked Embiid ahead of Curry, even though the Embiid had the great regular season. I thought Curry was great this regular season too. But anybody can put forth a great, not anybody, but a lot of people can put forth great regular seasons because of. I mean, I don't think the attention to detail of the playoffs isn't the same. The intensity isn't the same. A lot of times you'll go against a bad. I mean, you could, but especially in the East, you go against a lower level teams a lot of the times. And you're
not this year though.
I mean, in the East, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the East was really top heavy a lot, and the other teams was kind of like.
Yeah, I think the most interesting matchup
because like in the West, I say it was 2 teams. It was the Rockets and the Spurs that were bad. All the other teams would like, and in Portland at the very end.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
were like right there, like playing playoff.
What are you talking about? Dallas is bad too.
I mean, at the end, yeah, they got bad, but all the teams were like.
A lot of teams were mid in the West. A lot of teams were mid because all the injuries. A lot of teams were like they were like beating up on each other, but it was because a lot of guys were in and out throughout the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a regular season production does matter to me, but like let's say one
of my friends just messaged me. He's like Jimmy Butler being carried by old white men and role players right now.
But he is like Gabe Vincent. Duncan Robinson, Max Strus.
Damn. Yeah, I'm looking at this. It's a balanced ass game right here, though. But
Yeah, they all hooping except for Jimmy. But why gave Vincent flopping like that, bro? That's
you saw that?
Yeah, but yeah, like regular season, unless you drop off, it wouldn't really hold weight in terms of me moving you, like at least in these best player in the league type conversations. But yeah, I mean, Embiid's drop off in the playoffs, man. I don't know. It's some
And
guys.
I don't see how you can correlate. I don't see how you can like say that like you value winning that much unless you truly are like you using that injury thing as a crutch.
Well, no, but I'm not using I'm not. Remember, I'm not doing it. It's not an end all be all. I'm not just saying like, oh, you make the playoffs, you're better. Or,
No, but I'm
oh,
saying
you do
even
this,
with the scoring argument, the obviously we know he's not a better playmaker, and his defense.
Well, no, so
all of it drops
no.
off in the playoffs.
It's the scoring. Well, yeah, because of the injury. That's the thing. That's
and I just listed off to you the ways that the injury doesn't even impact his drop.
But you're wrong. Well, I told you why that's wrong.
You're
absolutely capping.
So I'm gonna ask you. So I'm gonna ask you again, Drew.
Please tell me. Hold on. So Joel
Embiid.
So you really think
knee injury that might be serious?
Did you watch the actual playoff games? Because now you're killing me right now. You watched the games in which he played in the playoffs.
What I've been watching every single game. So
you watched the game.
Desto is my witness every game. Des, what do we do?
DM.
Okay, and you watched
especially that series because I was coming for Jason Tatum head of Philly.
Okay, and you watched Embiid in that playoff series, and Embiid looked like to you the Embiid in the regular season. He looked physically the way he was playing, the type of stuff that he was doing looked the same as the Embiid that you saw in
the stuff that he was settling for is the exact same Joel Embiid from this regular season. The stuff that he was settling for, taking fadeaways on Marcus Smart, that sounds like Joel Embiid, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Well, where you go? I think he lost his mind.
Yeah, he had to. Because if you sitting here and you telling me that Joel Embiid is this dominant beast that if he has a mismatch, he's taking him down low and posting up every time, you're lying. You know Joel Embiid is a face-up finesse player. So even when he had Marcus Smart in the regular season, he was taking fadeaways on him then. So when he came to the playoffs and he was settling for those same fadeaways, yeah, I'm not surprised that they weren't going in because why the hell are you taking a fadeaway on Marcus Smart?
Wrong. He was not taking fadeaways on Marcus Smart like this in the regular season. Yes, he took fadeaways, but he would go and he would attack, go into the paint. He would draw fouls. He would finish at the rim. We saw so many times in the playoffs where he would get the ball and he would put up bullshit at the rim or barely be able to get off the ground. I saw multiple players.
You think that's just how this Joel Embiid needs to adapt his game to the playoffs because playoffs is called like very differently.
No, but even like some of his finishing, like I remember there was plays in this postseason.
And didn't he lead the league in free throw attempts?
Yeah. Oh no, it was second. I think it was Giannis that was number one. I believe. I want to say it was Giannis then Embiid, but it might. But he led the league in makes though, because he shoots
far better. He shoots.
But yeah, there were so many plays I remember in this postseason where he would get the ball from Harden in the same situation that he would catch in the regular season, and he would not take the same kind of shots. And you could tell, like he would be hesitant to go up with the shot, like he was in the regular season, where he would just go right into it. Like he would catch it in that pocket. He would get that pocket pass instead of going right in there and finishing. He would catch it, hesitate, pump, do all this extra shit because he's not getting right up off the ground, and then he would smoke the shot. Or he would catch it and then do a freaking fall away instead of just catching and going right up. He did that so many times in the regular season, routinely. And in the playoffs, he wasn't doing that. There was times when Harden hit him on the break and like do a dump off pass. And instead of catching it and just going right up, he would catch it, turn, wait, dribble, go up, smoke it. He was doing that in the playoffs. I remember he did that in Game 6. He did that like it was, man. There was times when he like he would just go and finish easy finishes that he would have in the regular season that was not happening in the playoffs. And it was because you could tell he was tentative going up. He wasn't getting the same lift when he was trying to elevate going up in the rim or going up on the shots. You could tell. And he even said that himself, but it was obvious. You could tell. He said that like in the middle of the series that he's not getting the same lift that he was getting. He said that after game, I want to say it was after game 3 or 4. It was after game 3. It was after game 3 he said that. But yeah, like it was obvious that you could tell. Like, pull up the freaking tape. Go watch those games. It was not the same Embiid. Like,
we could watch it together, and I will show you like
during
the regular season.
I can go show you some.
You pick a team. You pick a team. I got a website where they cut all of the breaks. We can go to
NBA.com. We can go look at some of his misses, man. I can tell you.
Misses and me showing you exactly how he's getting into exactly how he's positioning himself, and more so the lack of assertiveness when he's positioning himself. It's 2 different things. I'm trying to show you.
No, you're tripping. He was assertive as hell in the regular season. You're confusing assertiveness with the playing in the post, backing people down. No, you could be assertive and not just be like killing people on the low post. He was not even being assertive in the positions in which he was excelling at offensively in the regular season. Whether it was even when he was doing his mid-range shots, it was not the same assertiveness. When he was talking, like he was way more tentative, way more hesitant, and also not getting the same lift. Like that was clear in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season, where he was just like, it was like a freaking well-oiled machine during the regular season. That was not the case during the playoffs. It was clear.
I don't mind sitting here watching these games with you, so I could show you.
Yeah, we could do that.
I could show. Yeah, we could definitely.
We could do that. We could do that for game 2. We do that for game 3. And we could do that. I remember specifically those 2 games and also game 6. It was apparent. I remember there was a play where Harden. There was a play in game 6 where him and Harden had. There was a play in game 6. I was like, let me.
Game 6 is fine. Game 6 is fine. Game 2 and 3. Game 2 and 3. I'm not necessarily like off. I'm not going to put him on blast because that was his first 2 games back after like a long break.
But think about it. That's a factor because like. They were talking about his playoff performance and
no. What I'm saying is
he only played like how many games in the playoffs? He only played how many games?
What I'm saying, Drew, is I'm saying like when I'm telling you about his lack of assertiveness, a part of positioning is getting into your rhythm, right? So if you haven't played for a certain amount of time, game 2 and game 3, that's your reps. And so it's a little like for you to get a feel for the Boston Celtics defense. By game 6 and game 7, he would have had like a good understanding of what the Boston Celtics were doing to him, what they were going to be throwing at him. So that's what I'm saying. So I want to show you. I want to show you game 6 and game 7.
Yeah, but to me it was no. But to me that's the thing. It wasn't just the defense. It was him being limited. It was the injury of limited how he plays and affecting him because one of the perfect examples of a play that jumps to mind. There's multiple plays that we could point to in this playoffs, but it was a play that I saw happen so many times in the regular season with Harden and Embiid, and every single time I saw it in the regular season, it was like an instant bucket. When I was watching the play in the playoffs in this specific instance, I was like, oh, this is an easy finish for Embiid. He about to just put this. I was in my head. I was like, "Oh, that's 2 points right here."
Hey,
I know exactly what's coming, right? And it didn't happen. And it was Harden in transition. Harden was dribbling down the paint, had Embiid as a trailer, and Harden dropped off a little bounce behind, like a little no look behind the back pass to Embiid, like to leave it for him to go finish. And Harden would leave it, and then Harden would kind of, clear out the defender. Like when he would dump it off, he would kind of make the defender commit to him. And then Embiid would catch it and finish. Embiid caught it and smoked it. He caught it and smoked it just right off the glass. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I've never seen like that's every single time that's happened in the regular season. They literally did that play so many times. And it was a bucket for Embiid. It was an easy bucket. And this man looked like he just smoked it and it looked bad. It was like, oh, something's not right. And I was like, and I already was like, he hasn't been looking right. But even that play, I was like, that's easy. That's going to be easy bucket for Embiid. and him missing that play, like that a money play they've been hitting all season since Harden's been there. Nah, man, that to me was like, yeah, and that happened. I remember that happened in Game 6. I want to say it was second or third quarter, Game 6, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. And but yeah, that's just an example. But anyways, we gotta watch this game real quick.
No, for real.
Because damn, what the hell?
4 minutes left. Miami up by 11.
What did I miss?
That's a goaltend though. I thought that was
So Bam got a
Yeah,
Bam
that's
got an
close.
and one.
yeah. I thought that last play was a goaltend.
God damn. Spoelstra really trying to be in the GOAT coach conversation.
Oh, facts. Sure, you asked me. I don't think he'd go. I don't think he'd go, but I think he's already like entered into like the top 7 greatest coaches of all time.
Nah, that actually might be legit. Like, he's
Top
definitely
what?
Top
he's in the
7.
top 7 for sure. You could argue.
Top 7.
Mm-hmm.
You could
You
argue.
better than Darvin Ham? No, just play.
Nah, that wasn't. I agree. That wasn't.
Always pushing that LA Laker propaganda, huh?
You know what? Austin Reeves, the best white boy in the league.
Damn, so we just gonna act like Alex Caruso, bald headed ass, ain't around here, huh?
He's not like it no more.
But we may have to talk about this challenge thing later.
Oh yeah. I put it in here.
Yeah, I want to talk about it, but no, let's save it for the next one.
All right, cool.
I just realized how long we've been going. Then
Wait, what challenge?
Oh yeah,
I want to talk about the NBA challenge. They're changing the challenge or whatever rules, and I wanted to talk about what I think the challenge rule should be. But we could do that next time though. But damn, what is even going on right now in this quarter?
Hey, Caleb Martin.
Hey, Desto, this is the limit Jamal Murray game I was talking about right here. Dead ass.
I said like, bro, look at the look what's happening. Justin, look who got the most points for Denver. Now look at the score of the game. See,
Jamal Murray is having his worst game in a long time. This is his worst game probably
he
since.
started off actually pretty good. It's crazy.
It's probably his worst game since early.
I'm not gonna do this. Participate in this nastiness you're trying to push off. Okay.
No. All I'm saying, that's the key to Denver. Like,
I don't think that's the reason why they're losing. Like, I don't think that because you made him into.
I think it's other factors for sure, but
yeah,
I think like the key to stopping Denver offensively is stopping the others, rather than because Jokic's gonna eat regardless. Like if the others are eating, they have like the teams close out. Oh, Murray, oh my god! But the teams close out more to they'll close out more to the shooters, and then Jokic to eat or something like that, or they run in the pick and roll and Murray hot. They might trap, and then Jokic to get an open layup. Different things like that.
Yeah,
or the offensive rebound, putback, something like that. But if they not eating, then
I agree. But again, like I think that there's a difference.
Oh snap! They're making a run right now.
I think that there's a difference between like stopping the others. Well, making a point to stop the others and turning Jokic into a scorer. If you turn Jokic into a scorer, you're eliminating the passing avenues that he has to be able to work with. But if you are if you're basically just eliminating the others, you're making it a prime focus. So you can pass the ball to them all you want to, but we're gonna eliminate the ability for them to be able to get rim pressure. We're gonna eliminate the ability for Jamal Murray to be able to even get up these tough shots.
Yeah,
Hey,
I feel you. But usually, like his highest scoring games are
mm-hmm.
the games where it's like real nip and tuck.
Yeah,
or
they
like
either
they
they're the
lose.
losing, or if
Yeah.
they're winning, it's like
Yeah,
3, 4, 5 points.
yeah.
I hear you from that standpoint. I hear you.
Unless he getting like unless it's both unless they both the other zone and KCP
Can we talk about how the Heat are sort of just like
Jamal.
can we talk about how the Heat are like low key, like sort of fumbling the bag right now?
Low key. Jamal just hit 2 big threes though. Hold on quick.
And this is despite Jimmy Butler.
Damn, if they blow this shit.
You can't. If you're the Heat, you blow this, the series over. Because you're not winning. You're not winning a game. You're not winning another game in Denver. Like it's not going to get us any closer than this. You having the lead under a minute left, like you sort of have to. You got to close it. You got to close the deal. Ooh, ooh.
All of a sudden, look who it is coming alive.
Jamal Measy.
Y'all blow this.
All right, I'm here.
I know.
Jokic in the post. Drop step. Oh, easy layup. 35 seconds left. I need OT, man. You need OT.
What, you put some money on this?
Nah, I just like watching basketball.
Oh wow.
Jimmy got the ball on the left wing, guarded by Aaron Gordon. Bam sets the screen. Jimmy gets a screen switch. Back. Jimmy on Jokic. Step back 3. Off. Rebound, Doodle Brown. Maul brings the ball up court. Goes around the Jokic screen.
I hate to break it to you. It's not
Jimmy
going.
with the defense. Maul, step back 3. Oh, it's off. Miami takes game 1.
Game two.
Miami takes game 2.
The live commentator fire. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He blew the call.
Jamal, you fucking bum. You would hit that shit against the Lakers.
God damn.
It wasn't that kind of night. He had his first off night, man.
Mm-mm.
1-1 back to the crib.
I thought Jimmy would have hit that 3. I ain't gonna lie.
Jimmy is like all of the hard work that he did to, like we were talking earlier this week or earlier last week, Dez in the DMs. He's low key he's starting to put himself back where he was before.
Yeah, I mean, I think
No. It's still a myth.
No. He said back where he was. Back where he was in terms of what?
In terms of like he's like putting himself back in where he was from like outside of the top 10.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
guys that we were willing to put him ahead of, they have great playoff resumes in terms of Damian Lillard. For the most part, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Paul George actually has a solid playoff record. I'd say shit compared to Jimmy, who has 2021 on his record in this NBA Finals so far on his. I think Paul George is about the same.
before
What you mean, Paul George?
I think Paul George is like, as far as like the main thing for me personally that had me ready to put Jimmy over Paul George was because I think Paul George dropped defensively, but not that bad. But I think the breaking point was the fact that Jimmy was an amazing playoff riser, and Paul George is like mid suspect.
Yeah, I feel you.
But after seeing what Jimmy has been doing in the NBA Finals so far, if it ends and he has played this poor, and he also has 2021 in the first round against Milwaukee on his resume, like I would say that they're probably neck and neck at this point.
Now, at this point, this is the coach Spo stimulus. That's all it is. It's not actually playoff Jimmy. It's not playoff Jimmy. All right, that's the new narrative.
I definitely think Spo has been the most valuable piece for Miami this playoffs. And then it's been Jimmy, of course, but Spo, the ability to just bring something out of the roster that's been hurt the whole season. My food just got here. But I mean that's been hurt the entire playoffs, and the way that the team that's been shooting the ball, like, I don't know. I gotta give more credit to Spo in that aspect. But Jimmy has been playing really good in the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie, but it's not all time great like some people trying to make it seem like it at first.
Yeah, they're just trying to.
But I know Drew is a huge Jimmy Butler fan. He believes in playoff Jimmy.
Nigga, somebody's phone going crazy right now.
It might be Dustin. It gotta be Dustin.
Yeah, it gotta be. You hit the boy walking up to the door right now. He need to get his shit together though, because there's a lot riding on this. Like, Jimmy's next contract is riding on this, believe it or not, because I think he only has like 2 years left on his contract. He's gonna be 36, 35 by the time it's time to renew it. If he wins a championship,
Hey,
look,
you change on the shirt.
is it good or bad?
Well, it's something for you, but it's very simple. I just need to show you something. It's in your bathroom. How to tighten your toilet seat.
Oh,
But you need to do it.
okay.
Do you know how to do it? You want
Mom,
to
I got it. Anyway, gotta fix that toilet seat. Motherfucking screws came out.
Damn. So
Yeah, ain't nothing like trying to sit down on the seat and. Yeah, I was just hurting. Now, so 1-1. What you thinking so far?
I feel even more strong about my prediction. So yeah, Nuggets in 6. But yeah, 1-1. That was I said I think Miami's gonna get 2 games. One of them is gonna be the Jamal Murray underperforms back to earth type of game, and that was tonight. Although he did get hot at the end a little bit, but he still had a subpar game compared to what he's been for most of these playoffs. So yeah, I think they're gonna get one more game where it's I say one more game where it's going to be like one of those hot shooting nights in Miami, probably, but we'll see. I was thinking that the Jimmy Butler game was going to be the same game as the, subpar Jamal Murray game, but who knows now? Maybe they might get nah. I'm still saying Nuggets in 6.
I was about to say, what are you saying?
What if yeah. I'm eating
But-
what you
What
eating?
you got to eat?
pizza.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought
I'm
you
gonna keep saying,
got the
I keep
Wingstop.
saying,
I was about to say,
the Nuggets role players didn't shoot well, and they still didn't do it again. Like KCP was off, Porter Jr. was off, Jamal. Oh shit, somebody bit me. He started to turn it on, but you know, he was off. And I keep saying like, oh, they gonna turn it on, but are they? I mean, they going on the road now, so
I mean, they won on the road, but I always
this is their first home loss of the postseason.
that's true. But does that really mean anything though? Like the Warriors, like look, I think the Warriors didn't lose until like the Western Conference Finals against the Rockets in 2018. Did that really sway your opinion on like the Warriors being the favorite? I don't think it put any chink in their armor like that they lost at home. I think
No, not
I think if
armor, but
if anything, the Nuggets walking away confident, even about the same confidence that they had going into the game, because y'all played y'all best defensive game between between game 1 and 2. This is your best defensive game that y'all have produced for us, right? And y'all still only won by 1 possession.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
If I'm the Heat, I'm walking away with uber confidence because we won one with Jimmy playing as bad as he did, and we figured out a formula to be able to slow the Nuggets offense down. So we're going into game 3 even more confident than we did going into the game. So on the Heat side, yeah, they should be confident, but from the Nuggets, I'm not feeling any type of pressure at all. They did what they were supposed to do. Now we go on the road and we do what we're supposed to do. We got to steal back home court.
Yeah, I get you.
Where the hell did you go?
But man, I ain't gonna lie. I had the Nuggets winning this game. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I had the Nuggets sweep. I don't know how this happened.
Sweet.
Yeah, I thought the Nuggets were gonna sweep.
Damn, man was no respect to he's like, I don't give a damn what Miami just did. They about to get blasted.
Well, because again, I'm of the belief, like, although yeah, I think Eric Spoelstra is the second best head coach in the league right now. I think
and you think he couldn't get them a game?
I thought his team was just far too inferior, especially after game 1. I felt even better about my prediction because Jimmy looked human, and he looked human again in this game. So I'm feeling pretty good, thinking he's gonna look human in game 3. Bam played amazing offensively, and they got blown out the water.
Only reason why game 1 actually made me think I still felt the same about my prediction because they had like a little fake comeback in game 1. I was like, they didn't really play well at all except for Bam. Like Jimmy didn't play well.
But the Nuggets didn't really play well at all either, and they blew them out.
No, I disagree. No, the Nuggets play good. I think the Nuggets play good.
I thought they struggled offensively.
I felt like I mean, Jokic had a good game. Murray had a good game still. They got contributions from the role players. I don't think they played to the level they were playing in the conference finals, but yeah, I think they played good. But the conference finals they were playing way more than good. They were playing like ridiculous. And that, like, so I mean, but yeah, I think they had a good game. I just thought that the Heat were like so bad.
Yeah.
Like the role players. I was like, man, they're gonna have a game better. Like we still haven't had the Jimmy game yet, which I feel like there should be at least one Jimmy game. Now we don't know for sure if that's gonna be the case, but I feel like he's at least earned that. He's gonna get one of those now. Doesn't mean that they're gonna win that game, but I feel like it's gonna be a game where he drops 30 plus efficiently, and that could be an L.
Miami had 36 points on 19 possessions in the fourth quarter, a rate of 108 189.5 per 100 positions.
Yeah, and it was really from all over the place. It was a collection of guys. It wasn't
It was Vincent, Robinson, Jimmy at the end, Kyle Lowry, Bam. Bam has been their best player this series, I'll say.
Absolutely, hands down.
Oh yeah, which is funny because that man took so much slander, even during these playoffs. Like he's
From
taking
me.
the most.
Look,
Yeah, I
some
mean,
from me.
understandably,
Yeah.
because his
He's
issue is also is straight up assertiveness and aggressiveness to me. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a great example for what you were talking about with Embiid. I feel like that's a bigger issue with Bam because it's not even like it's the same type of shots that he's good at when it comes to whenever he has a good offensive game, whenever he's scoring. I don't have a problem with his shots usually. It's just that it's the aggression and it's the assertiveness about like taking those shots because that varies night to night. You don't know what you're gonna get from when it comes to just actually going out there and even putting the shots up and making the attempt. There's times where he just fades away from that, and we're gonna see if he can keep that up. But I'm sure a lot of people just are going to be a lot more interested in this series now because I know a lot of people are like, oh, this going into this finals, a lot of people were just writing this series off as like basically not competitive whatsoever.
I thought I didn't think Miami was just gonna get like obliterated like every game, but I had the Nuggets.
I still think they're gonna lose, but yeah.
yeah, for sure. But man.
Yeah. Like I said, I had them getting swept. I had the
So what you think now, Justin?
I
5,
think
6, 7?
I think 5. I think 5.
5, okay.
I think Eric Spoelstra did the best he could to get them one, but they just don't have the pieces that they need for them to really compete. They just don't.
So you think they're gonna go back to Miami, get clapped up both these next two games, and then close it out,
and then they close it out at home.
Damn.
And again, I don't think they get like blown out every single game or anything like that. But I think like similar to the Lakers series. Remember when they were, that like the Lakers were making it a game because they have the two stars on their team. I think the Nuggets were resilient in that series, and they'll be resilient enough in this series as well. Yeah, you saw the resilience this just this game where it was like 2 minutes left and they were down by what 12 or 3 minutes left. They were down 12 and they just put together a run.
They had a shot to win overtime.
And if it goes to overtime, I think the Nuggets I think the Nuggets have that rejuvenated energy. But then be able to, pull that one out. So
Yeah,
I don't know, huh?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what I think, man. That's what I think. Drew, you think I'm tripping? Because you've been thinking I'm tripping all day.
No. I don't think you're tripping. Because I could see that. Like when I was thinking about this series, I was debating between 5 and 6. Really, I gave them I had to go on 6 just because I'm giving Miami a lot of credit for this postseason run. But if it wasn't
okay, so it's out of respect.
Yeah, because I feel like they just like there's a lot of things I've seen during this playoffs that's hard for me to ignore. If I was just going into this playoffs and it was just like a straight up first round matchup somehow, and it was the Nuggets versus the Heat, I would probably say Nuggets in 5 in that sense. But seeing like what they've been able to do during this playoff run and how some of these role players have been able to play above their, potential, it seemed.
Yeah.
I thought like, this what we're seeing from Caleb Martin, this could actually be a thing that could happen in the finals. What we've been seeing from Gabe Vincent could actually translate. I didn't think it was going to be enough for them to win, but steal an extra game. I was like, you know what? Yeah, and I still think that that's going to give them that extra game. I think whether it's game 3 or game 4, they're going to have that 40% from 3 where they make 15 plus threes, something like that. I feel like that's coming. where Miami's role players, they're gonna hit a bunch of threes and they're gonna do it efficiently, and that's gonna be a game that I don't know if Denver's gonna be able to win, because we'll see. I know, like, even if Jamal Murray and Jokic plays well in Miami, usually your role players tend to have a dip when it goes to the road, and that has been the case.
That has been the case.
Yeah. So I think that could happen. Whether it's game 3 or game 4, I'm predicting that that's going to happen. They're going to have, subpar shooting nights from those Michael Porter Jr., Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, that whole bunch.
Yeah.
And that's going to be that next game that Miami's going to win. I think it's going to be 2-2 going back to Denver, and then they're going to close them out. They're going to win the next 2. They're going to win game 5 in Denver, and then win game 6 back in Miami. But yeah, you know.
All right. I got Denver in 5. I'm sticking with it, and I ain't gonna switch up. And if they lose another game, Denver in 6.
You pulling? Who did that on Player's Choice? You pulling the freaking
I think it's Mars. Mars did that.
Yeah, Mars.
But man, hey.
Also Dell did that too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dell, yeah.
He was like, he started that. He was like, hey, I got this. Going that was when because he big on KD. That was when the Suns went down to the Clippers.
Yeah,
and then he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all got anything else to say? Or we
Nah, man, you got me hungry now. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to order some pizza myself.
Oh shit! I got one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we're gonna have to have a conversation about where Jamal Murray is in this league.
Hey, bro, we just
we talked about this, yeah.
Because I thought about it before he got injured in 2021. I was thinking about it, and I was on the brink. If that all it took was that postseason for me to say it. Really, even before the postseason, I would have been ready to say it. I think he is top 25. I think he's top 25 player. I cannot name 25 players that is better than Jamal Murray.
He might be. We had it's funny that you mentioned this because we had an ongoing conversation about this going back to before the playoffs started. I mean, before the regular season, the preseason actually.
I put it. We did a video. I just put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
Just I don't know. I don't know if you pulled up for that one, but yeah.
I think he might have got on there after we talked about it, possibly. But it was we talked about after the conference finals how he his potential and where he could be
I wasn't here for that one.
Yeah. And then we talked about it before we talked about it a long time ago before the regular season, because this was his first full year back from the injury. And Desto's boy Cecil got on here and he made a prediction that he had him as a top 5 point guard this season. And we were both kind of like, oh, what? Top 5 point guard? And we were pretty much in agreement that that was cap. And so the playoffs started and this man became, I don't know what he's been in the playoffs, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at what he did in 2020 to even the way he was playing in 2021. Like it was like I felt like he was in the same realm as Pascal, and I think Pascal is a top 25 player in the league.
I won't put him.
Nah,
so that's my
Pascal
life.
was better. Pascal was better.
No. I'm not saying he wasn't better. I'm saying all right. When I say they're in the same tier, like it's like
But in these playoffs now, in these playoffs, you could argue he's been better than Pascal.
No, even in the regular season, the way that Jamal Murray was playing, the way that Jamal Murray basically, I won't say deferred, but he makes himself available. He puts himself at Jokic's disposal. So whatever Jokic needs,
yeah.
Jamal Murray is there for that. If Jokic is slacking on the scoring, Jamal Murray ups that. If Jokic is slacking on the playmaking, Jamal Murray helps with that. Jamal Murray is putting the way that he puts himself at the disposal of whatever Jokic needs.
Yeah,
I think that goes unnoticed sometimes.
Yeah, I feel you. They definitely like complement each other. I would consider them they may be the best duo in the league.
I can't think of. I think like as far as like a like a guard big man. I can't really think of another duo that complements each other better than them. Than I guess what Harden and B did during the regular season, but even them in the postseason obviously didn't translate well.
Yeah, I don't know,
but yeah. So that's my Jamal Murray propaganda. I'm ready. I like all it. To be honest with you, it's not really gonna take much. It's more so. I need to sit down and make a list of like what players I will say is better than them.
I feel you. I think you can get to 25 though. Just off the top of my head, I think you can get to 25, but maybe not. We'll see.
If you make a list, I'll make a list. Shit, we'll talk in the DM.
I bet. I'm gonna send it to you. But this has been a wrap, man. If you made it this far, I really fuck with you. We almost 2.5 hours in. Appreciate you pulling up, Justin. You a real one.
For sure, man.
Make sure y'all like the video for us. Follow us on IG at Double Dribble Pod. And that's a wrap. Drew not here, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out for us, man.
Should she getting on the game today?